This is part 2 of the how to get started asking questions with Listen, Move, Think. To this point, you have the children grounded in the expectations of gross motor movement, creative movement in the classroom. Then you've moved on to asking a question related to think about something, an adjective, again, not a color. Color tends to be more a preference than anything else. Then you're asking them to move with a body part or in some fashion that is more than running around or crawling or sliding, anything that a child will do, something more than that. And there are specific instructions for this in other applications. Then you're asking the children, so what were you thinking? What were you thinking about as you listened to the music? You're asking that of every child. Every child needs to know that her or his idea is valid. His or her idea will not be slammed by other students. It's safe. All right, there we go. We've now covered that much of what's going on. And it may take you an entire semester to get to this point. I really don't like curriculum in the way that I'm having to present it now because you're going to expect that things will happen in a certain way. They will happen in a certain way, but not in a time on a particular timetable. That's what I want to say. This may take 2 minutes, it may take 2 months, it could take 2 years. I don't know. Once everyone gets their ideas out and are comfortable, the next thing you're going to do is to select one idea. As an example, think about something light and move it with your nose as you move through general space while listening to the music. There's the prompt. Now that you have done that, you play the music. You're moving on to level 2, so you don't need to ask everyone what they were thinking in level 1. Ask 2 or 3 people. So one person, what were you thinking about as you were moving through space? I was thinking of a marshmallow. What were you thinking about? A balloon. What were you thinking about? A cotton ball. All right, now we have a balloon, a marshmallow, and a cotton ball. Now we're going to take one of those 3 things. It's an example, just go with it. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, what if I chose balloon? The obvious thing is color. What color is your balloon? If you go with color, it's a dead end. Because if you ask someone why, they're going to say, because I like that color. End of discussion. You can't manipulate someone's likes and dislikes. And what we want to do is manipulate something. So if it is the balloon, then you can ask, well, it'll be helium. If you had a balloon that floated, where would it float? Now you're going someplace, and so you ask the first child. Child 1, if you had a balloon, where would it float? Child 2, if you had a balloon, where would it float? Child 3, where would it float? Child 4, and throughout the entire class, you're just asking them, where would it float? Taking one idea, a balloon, and then you're manipulating it somehow. You could also take that balloon as an example and say, how large is your balloon? Now, large is variable. Color, yeah, it varies, but you can't really take it to the next step. And we're cueing the next step, level 3. Color is a dead end for level 3. Yes, children need to know their colors. This might not be the best venue for that particular thing. Or if you take color, know that it's not going to be able to go to the next level. that will be clearer as we move into the next part of this series of movies, which is level 3. All right? So level 1 is just asking what they were thinking about. Level 2, grab several ideas and then ask every child in the room, if you had blank, if you did blank, if you blah blah, what would, and then you have to vary it. So you just have to, a little common sense there will go a long way. Level 1 is just asking everybody what they're thinking about. Level 2 is manipulating someone's idea, manipulating someone's idea so that there is variation, because in the variation there's conversation. In variation there's conversation, and that's what's important. So at the end of level 2, you're just asking kids if you had, if you made, if, whatever the if question is. And there's a lot of help in the apps for this. And that is level 2.